In this lecture, we are going to learn how to fully manage containers using Podman and how to inspect and transfer container images using Skopeo. These tools are essential for both RHCSA exam preparation and real-world Linux container management. Podman allows you to run, manage, inspect, and remove containers, all without needing a background daemon. It works similarly to Docker but offers better security by being daemonless and rootless. Now, what is Skopeo? Skopeo is a command line utility that allows you to inspect and copy container images between the different registries and storage formats without having to pull them first, of course. This is especially useful when you want to verify an image or transfer it to another location and you don't want to store it locally. In real world scenario, when you want to deploy an application like a web server using containers, you use Podman to create and manage the container. For example, deploying an IMf&x container using Podman allows you to set ports mapping, assign names, and run in the background. Meanwhile, Skopeo is ideal for remotely checking image details or copying images from one registry to another, all without pulling or running them.
Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on that like button if you like my video. Also click on that notification bell. Thank you.
All right, let's begin our demo by running an Nginx container. We type sudo podman run dash dash name test Nginx with -d and -p option on port 8080 colon 80 Nginx. Now let's understand the breakdown. The dash dash name test Nginx option assigns a friendly name to a container, which makes it easier to manage. The -d flag runs the container in detached mode, meaning it runs in the background. The -p 8080:80 option maps port 80 to the container to port 8080 of the host, so we can access Nginx from the host browser at http://localhost:8080. Finally, Nginx is the image name, already available on our system from earlier polls. The output shows a long hexadecimal ID. This confirms that the container has started successfully in the background. Sweet. Okay. Next, to verify the container is running, we type sudo podman ps. This command displays all currently running containers. The output includes container ID, name, image, status, command, and port mappings. We can clearly see that our test engine container is up and mapped correctly to port 8080. Now, to view complete details of this running container, we type sudo podman inspect test nginx. This command returns all container metadata in JSON format. From the output, you can note the container's IP address, exposed ports, running command, process information, volume mounts, and more. The most useful fields for RCSA exam are network settings, which shows IP and port bindings, and config, which shows the startup command and environment variables. Inspect is the best way to deeply understand the internal configuration of a running container. To verify the Nginx server is actually working, we type curl http://localhost:8080. The output shows the default Nginx welcome page HTML. This confirms that our container is not only running but also serving web content as expected. If you want to temporarily stop the container, use the stop command. So we type sudo podman stop test nginx. The output simply confirms that the container name and the container is now stopped. To start it again, we type sudo podman start test nginx. This resumes the container and it will continue from where it left off. For restarting, which means stopping and restarting in one step, we use podman with, of course, sudo starting with sudo podman, and the option is restart test nginx. This is helpful when you update configuration files or need to refresh the container runtime. To view all containers, not just the running ones, we type sudo podman ps-a. This shows a list of both active and stop containers. Our test nginx container appears here regardless of its current state. Now let's clean up. First, stop the container if it's running. We type sudo podman stop test nginx. Then we remove it with sudo podman rm test nginx command. This permanently deletes the container instance from our system. We also want to remove the nginx image to free up space. So we type sudo podman rmi nginx. This deletes the local image and confirms its removal in the output. Next, we move to Skopeo. To install it, we run sudo dnf install -y option Skopeo. Once installed, we use it to inspect images from remote registry without pulling them. We type Skopeo inspect docker://docker.io/library/nginx. This command queries the Docker hub and fetches metadata from the nginx image. The output includes the digest architecture, environment variables, and layer details. This is crucial when you want to check if the image is updated, secure, and trusted, all without consuming space on your local system. Now let's say if you want to copy this image to your local directory without running it. So we type Skopeo copy docker://docker.io/library/nginx to directory dir:/temp/nginx-image. This command copies all images layers and manifests into /temp/nginx-image. It's useful when transferring images between systems, saving images offline, or uploading them to internal registries. While RHCSA exam mostly focuses on the inspect command, knowing this copy command is valuable for real-world DevOps and system administration tasks. All right, let's summarize what we learned. We learned how to run and manage containers using Podman. We started, stopped, restarted, inspected, and removed containers. We also verified Nginx container accessibility via curl command. Then we explored how to inspect remote images using Skopeo and how to copy them locally without pulling. These operations are directly tested on RHCS exam and are core skills for any Linux administration managing container workloads. All right, keep practicing and I'll see you in the next lecture.